Hello, this is David. Today we're going to tap into good old Mother Earth and try to see if we get an idea of maybe what she is feeling or what she would like to say to us. Give me a moment to relax. We're connecting with Mother Earth. She's reminding me of a time where, if you can imagine an island today that was untouched, out in the middle of the ocean somewhere, and just imagine having no one ever stepped foot on that plot of land, arriving there one day on the shore, looking in towards the land, seeing the trees, hearing the birds and the other wildlife, and just taking in the freshness in the air, the clarity in the colors, just walking through, seeing all the wonder, the variation, the color, life in almost every inch, some way, one way or the other, whether it's insect life or little reptiles, birds, animals, and there's a balance. And there was a time that the whole world was like that, where there was balance. And even desert is a balance. And she's saying that in this particular place and time, geologically, it's a small place and time, but we're upsetting the balance. And there's not an anger or an upsetment. There's simply the results that we experience because there is no longer a balance. We thought it was necessary to do what we had to do in order to create or make the things we wanted to make. And at the time, we didn't see any other way than to take more from the earth than what we gave back, which still continues on pretty much even into today. But the earth was never without the desire to give. Part of the purpose of the earth is to give. But part of the expectation of the earth is also to receive. Therefore, balance. There always was a way, is a way, and always will be a way to exist on a planet in balance. Even if we want to have those things that we call modern buildings, agriculture to feed masses, there's still a way to do that and maintain balance. She could see several attempts to try to do that, but there is nothing on a global scale to indicate that there's going to be much of any change anytime soon. but to let you know that there is no anger, there's no upsetment. There is Mother Earth working a little harder to try to restore the balance. There's areas where fish were nearly wiped out, but she's restoring balance. There's climate changes that may or may not seem welcome, but there's a restoration of balance. We don't often see the benefits of these things, and they may not always benefit us because we are just one of the inhabitants of the earth, but none of the things are being done to punish us. It's all about her attempt to restore balance. She's saying that if we find ourselves working with her to restore the balance, that we would be less surprised or taken unaware of changes. We would almost even learn to what to expect might be necessary to occur to help with restoring the balance, and then we could better prepare ourselves for those changes. And it's not about undoing or having to live with less, it's just learning to live in balance. Now she's laughing because I'm thinking she's using the word balance quite often, but you can't find any word that more clearly describes what is so vital and what was actually the prime, say, ingredient of the earth is balance. And as long as we're looking to take without thought of repercussions, without thought of giving back, then this balance is going to be unbalanced, okay? And Mother Earth is going to be working on what is necessary to restore that balance. And this could seem to be something that is working against us, but it is not. It is a natural reaction, and it's not aimed at humans specifically. It's aimed at just trying to restore the balance. Actually, she's telling me, like in our bodies, if we eat something that is not helpful, chemically inside, things start to happen to try to balance that out, to try to take care of those problems before they become terrible. And so the earth is responding in its own natural way in defense of no matter how the circumstance may have come out, it's doing what it is naturally designed to do. So, again, there is no anger, there is no upsetment. However, there is less joy. Yes, there is less joy. Because of the loss of the balance. Nothing is lost forever. And balance can be, and is always still being worked on to be restored. She is grateful for anything you do where you find ways to give back to the earth or find ways to take without destruction and damage. The earth is here to give you things. So you're not a thief by taking. These are all gifts. And the last reminder is that that Mother Earth does not have imaginary boundaries and borderlines drawn upon her. That doesn't even begin to equate to anything to her. And so one of the imbalances is resources not moving more equally across the land and seas. And so already you would have greater balance just by ignoring those borders. It says not building those walls, tearing down those walls. Feed those that are hungry. Teach good practices to all. And provide insight that what every single one of us does matter. Even if only on the very smallest scale as an individual, but every single decision we make has an impact, one way or the other. So you could complain or say that other people or corporations are not helping, but still, on an individual level, whatever you do will also make a difference in helping to restore the balance. Because as you do that, you put out a mindset that goes into the world that connects with other mindsets of similar thought, and it helps support the idea of giving back and of restoring balance. And this will gradually and inevitably affect the corporations and governments to want to also restore balance. Namaste. All right. Wow, that sounded like some interesting stuff. So it was kind of nice to hear that Mother Earth isn't upset at us and kind of just waiting for us to, get our acts together. The Earth is billions of years old. We're here for a very short period of time. Even if we have had multiple civilizations collapse, still we're in the 100,000s of years range, and it's still very, very small compared to the time scale of the Earth. So, so even myself, I have to look at where am I not helping with this balance. There's so many things we just got used to doing, used to buying, and we're not really thinking about it. And it's not about judging yourself or other people. It's about just bringing that into your awareness. What could I do to help balance things a little bit more? My wife has been on me for years about the spraying pesticides and herbicides to kill the weeds and things, and that was a tough one for me. I have this thing for my front yard, and I used to do a lot to take care of it, but in the last year or two, I was letting it go, and just kind of got used to the idea of other things other than grass growing in the front yard. And this is, again, it is gradually a way of restoring balance because I'm not putting chemicals out there. And the other day, I just happened to look out the window, and I see these little birds that were actually jumping up on the stems of the dandelions, the ones that had already what they call it, germinated or whatever, went into the big white puffy stage. And they're actually jumping on the stems, and it would knock it over, and they would go up, and they were eating the seeds. And it wasn't just the one, there was another one doing it, and so I know that somehow along the line, that's how these birds actually eat. That they actually look for dandelions that have matured, stand on the stem, eat the seeds, and it just, even at that moment, it's like, in the past, not only was I spraying to kill these weeds, then these birds are eating the contaminated dandelion then, or whatever other creatures and things are in the soil, and so it is a matter of just being more aware that there's a lot more going on than meets the eye, and often the only way we even do some of these things is to purposely ignore, what the other side effects may be, because we just want to get what we want to get. But yeah, it was a nice little reminder for me as far as one of the reasons to not, let's say, to not put my single desires above something just for the sake that I don't want weeds, and to have a greater idea of the actual damage that could cause all the way down the animal chain, and even insects. I mean, they all have a right to live. I don't want them in the house. We have some boundary issues there. I'm trying to work with that on a kinder level as well. So okay, well, for now, well, then maybe we'll check back with Mother Earth again in a few months, see if there's anything else new, or if there's a specific thought. And if anyone were to have any questions, for Mother Earth or for anything along that line, you could always just drop me a line. And right now, working out of our primary website, which is deephealinglight.com. And you can contact me through there. This is one of our earlier YouTube videos, and so at this point in time, yeah, you could also do a subscribe and definitely give us a thumbs up, and we're going to go from there. We'll be seeing more of you, and you'll be seeing more of me. Okay, God bless.